Today we're doing some Dollar Tree solar light DIYs. If you're new here, welcome. My name is Carolyn and I'm so happy you stopped by. Let's get into these crafts. For this first one, you'll need a couple of these buckets from the Dollar Tree. They usually carry them every year. You can find them almost every time you go. I'm just going to take off the twine or the rope around the top and then give them a coat of black spray paint. I'm taking these two sort of lantern style solar lights here from the Dollar Tree, and I'm going to give them a coat of this European gold rub and buff. I'm just going to use a tiny brush because of these the very thin plastic grid here on these lights. I only gave one coat of spray paint to these buckets because I knew I was going to be going over with almost full coverage of the rub and buff to make it match the solar lights. I have these flower seeds here from the Dollar Tree and this potting soil from the Dollar Tree. And I'm going to, put the soil into these buckets, but first I'm going to punch some drainage holes into the bottom of these buckets here. You can just use a hammer and nail, or I had this close by, this file here that had a pointed end, so I just used it to make these holes. You could also put some rocks down in the bottom for extra drainage. And I just wanted to show you here that the flowers have already started to sprout. It took me that long to get this video finished and out to you guys. For this next one, you'll need a couple of these solar lights from the Dollar Tree. You can also find these at Walmart, I'm pretty sure. But you want to check before you get too deep into the craft. You want to check and make sure that they do work before you begin. And I'm just going to glue these to regular sized, regular mouth canning rings here. Just going to glue them with some E6000. And I did end up setting these back on top of the jars and putting something heavy on top of them until that glue set up. You'll also need some glass gems or whatever you want to fill your jar with, something decorative. You could, the sky's the limit of what you can put into these jars. But I used some clear glass gems from Walmart. I wanted amber colored glass gems, but when I looked on Amazon, they were pretty pricey. And so Walmart had the clear, it's a mix of clear glass and frosted glass. And they had them for 98 cents per bag. And so it was a pretty good deal. And I thought that I would use the school glue and food coloring method to color them, which worked out well. But after I was completely done with the craft, completely finished with it, my mother-in-law saw them over at my house, and she happened to have just went to Dollar General. And they had these, they called them gold glass gems, but they're brown, sort of amber colored glass gems for $2 a bag. And I felt like they were a little bit bigger. Even though the ounces were about the same, I felt like the Dollar General ones, the bag seemed a little like it had more in it. Now, it had more marbles than glass gems. So I didn't like the look of the marbles as much, but it was, after the fact, and she did give me this bag, one bag of the ones that she bought. And I do want to go back and see if I can find some more, because I thought that was a good deal. So just keep your eye out. I couldn't find them on the Dollar General website, but I did find them on the Pop Shelf website, which is, owned by Dollar General. But, just keep your eye out at Dollar General, and I'm going to check as well because that's where she found them. So without doing any measuring, I just took some brown food coloring by Wilton, and some clear school glue by Elmer's, and just mixed those two together and gave a generous coat, to one side of each of these glass gems. I did take some tape, and you just, sticky side up, and then on the ends tape down, your strip of tape, and that will give you a sticky surface to lay, glass gems or wooden beads whenever you paint them. So that worked out very well. I thought I was going to paint both sides of these glass gems, so I made up a good bit of the paint here, but I ended up having too much of the glue mixture. I ended up only painting one side. It looked fine, just painted one side. And if you find that it's too light of color, you can just add more food coloring. I did take Ivory chalk paint by Waverly and gave a coat, actually more like 3 coats of that color to the canning lid, as well as the solar lights that were attached, making sure not to paint on the solar panel there on top of the lights. Just showing you there that you can use, more than one coat if you want, but I really like the look of just one coat. Turned out well. And then I'm using, I believe they're quart jars. It's not the smaller, regular, your average size. It's a little bit bigger than that. I think it's the quart size jars. I just got these from the thrift store. You can get them from Walmart. They're very cheap per jar, but if you don't do canning, it's like, you don't need that many jars sitting around, but you can find them in thrift stores oftentimes. And I was just showing you there that the bag from, True Living, from the brand from Dollar General there, I just wanted to show you what all was in here. You can tell that, you have these marbles, and then also they have their glass gems, and they were painted on one side with gold paint. And so that's another idea. Those were very pretty. You could even make a mix. But I loved these larger glass rocks that were amber colored. And that's really the main reason why I think I'm going to go to Dollar General and see if they have any more in stock. But those were very neat, and very pretty. I really like these that I made for outside because they shine just enough light to where if you come home in the dark, you can see the keyhole on your doorknob to be able to open them. Here in the summer, if you leave your porch light on, you're going to get swarmed with moths and other bugs that are flying around your porch light. And so it's nice to just have these, low light solar lights, just putting a glow on the porch to where you can see, where your keys are going, and just see what you're doing to where it's not pitch black. And so I really, love how all these worked out. This one, you're just going to take a couple of rocks, and you're going to take some florals, whatever florals you want to use. These turned out fine. I really like the way they look, but I think if I had to do it over again, I would have used maybe like a faux rose maybe, or some other type of flower. I think that might have been prettier, but I just hot glued these almost to look like little trees standing up on these rocks. Just had to hold them until the glue set up, And then I have these vases from the Dollar Tree, and I'm just going to set them down. Now the rock is going to weight down your florals. If if your florals aren't very big, then they're going to float in the water and that won't look as good. It just depends on the look that you're going for. But I ended up not liking how the hot glue looked. I didn't think you'd be able to tell tell about it in the water there so much, but you actually could. You could really tell that it was a blobs of hot glue on the top. And you could see there how well the solar lights fit on top of these particular vases. I'm pretty sure that they sold them in a few different colors whenever they came out, clear and another color, maybe pink. I can't remember, but I did go ahead and give a few coats of this green apple barrel paint, just acrylic paint, to these to make it look like grass around the florals here. While I was in my kitchen taking photos, I don't know why I thought to do this, but I thought I would show y'all real quick the old spice rack that I made a long time ago on my channel. I still use it daily. And then also the dish drawing rack that I made out of the Dollar Tree long wooden skewers. And they should have those out now, but I use these daily. They're holding up great. And I just thought I'd show you guys that real quick. I don't know if y'all would be interested, but I always thought it would be neat if crafters would show, like, where are the crafts now? Did they hold up? Do you use these, crafts that you made? Do you still display them? And just go back to the ones they made. Did they fall apart a week later? I always thought that would be neat, if crafters did that. I don't know. If you guys think that's a good idea, let me know in the comments. But thank you so much for watching today. I'm sorry it's been a while since I uploaded. Things have been crazy. We've been helping our son with his house, remodeling and all that. But thanks for being patient. I'm looking forward to getting my craft room going and being more consistent and uploading videos and just making more videos, more often once I have an actual dedicated craft space. I'm still a dining room table crafter, which is fine. I'm blessed to have a dining room table. But thanks so much for hanging out today, and I will see you guys in the next one.